Okay. Oh, lagu tema baru. Ni tak tahu nak buat podcast ni nak pergi gaduh.
Ni fight song
Yes.
Ini alam aku. Cik, alam aku
Apa khabar semua? Selamat kembali ke episod 68. Nama saya Harun Anwar.
Aku Azmi.
Aku Syafiq.
Ya, kembali lagi dan kita akan temu duga kita punya guest hari ni.
Yeah.
Okey, Encik Kahar.
Nanti.
What?
Untuk semua pendengar dan penonton tumpuk-tumpuk teh unta, kalau korang belum lagi, jangan lupa register
Register dekat MFA. Okay, guys, don't. And on a serious note, okay, MFA kena buat, tapi like and share kita pun kena buat.
Mesti tu
Tanpa kita korang tak tahu tanpa kita korang tak tahu.
Tanpa kita korang tak,
number one kita.
tanpa
Number one.
kita korang tak tu, korang boleh renew passport overseas.
Yes.
Tapi IC tak boleh
IC pun boleh
IC tak boleh.
IC tak boleh
Tak boleh. Because the other time I
Oh,
did
ni information baru ni.
I renewed my IC in Singapore, and then upon completion I was overseas. I asked them to send it across.
Tak boleh.
They say they can't.
They can't.
And it needs to be collected within a certain period of time. If you never collect it, they will destroy it. So
really?
Yeah.
I know official document cannot be sent through mail.
No,
Anyway.
but however, passport is still an official document, right?
Yeah.
But IC has a certain kind of thing. But anyways, no worries. You still have your SG pass.
Can use that.
That's still
The digital.
Yeah, digital IC. That still constitute as a ID.
Okay.
So,
But
Korang tengok tu guys, tanpa kita korang tak tahu this information.
Jadi
terima kasih Cik.
Terima kasih Mr. Kahar.
cakap pasal IC ni semua the Singapore thing and all. Hari tu kita baru ada friendly match tau. Yes. I think last week.
2 weekends ago, 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah, 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
2 Friday. Yeah.
Last week lah.
Last Friday lah.
Betul lah, bila episod ni keluar dia last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Correct. So kita lawan Singapore Desert Lions. Okay. Lawan the Philippines team. Okay, Philippines
FC.
Yeah, the Philippines FC. Okay, it was on 13 September. It was held in Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Zayed punya sports club, I think.
Yes.
Sheikh Zayed
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Were you there?
No.
Yes.
But
Aku
I have
turun
information.
Yes.
Aku turun je. Sanggup aku turun.
Syafiq datang macam club owner.
Macam club owner tak apa, tapi aku dengar tu ada sponsor. Sponsor dia bos
Sponsor tu siapa tu?
Urban Desert. Tapi ini punya podcast kan.
Dia tak pernah sponsor. Apasal
Apasal aku nak tahu juga benda ni.
InsyaAllah. Murah rezeki. Don't worry guys. Kalau kita ada lebih orang subscribe, orang like, Urban Desert akan hadir. Okay.
Dengar tu dia ada janji dengar kita ada recording tau.
Okay, just a quick one. Kurang ajar. Just a quick one. Okay, hari tu the score was 3-all. Okay, 3-all.
Si Reds actually asked me to come kan. Kau pun suruh aku datang apa?
Yalah.
Suruh aku cover.
Semangat lah kasih.
Si Reds, our kawan Reds pilot, dia miss penalty.
Yeah man.
Dia miss penalty.
Dia miss penalty.
Dia dapat penalty kan. Dia daripada belakang dia lari. Dia nak pegang bola. Aku nak ambil penalty.
Yeah.
Dia
Bila dia ambil penalty tu macam Bruno Fernandes. Tangan dia tak kat sini, cakap pinggang.
Kau cakap
tendang pap keluar bro.
Kau cakap Bruno Fernandes, marah kawan kita. Dia Arsenal kau tu. Tapi dia bilang aku dia sampai nightmare kau tu.
Siapa?
Reds lah.
Reds ya.
Dia sampai nightmare, malam tak boleh tidur.
Yalah. Dia player coach. First time aku dengar player coach bila tau? Chelsea. Viali.
Gianluca Vialli. Tu belakang dia. Chelsea.
Kalau Singapore siapa?
Chelsea dah 3-0 lah. Tadi 2-0.
tak apalah.
Tak apalah.
Aku pun dengar. Aku tak ada. Aku datang second half
Yeah.
First half first minute adalah orang ni kan. Dia kasi sebat opponent.
Dia sebab referee. Dia sebab opponent, sebab referee.
Dia sebat opponent miss. Habis lepas miss kan.
Aku concede first minute
First minute.
Okay kan dia 3 sama. Tapi 4 gol for Singaporeans lah yang score.
Bukan kan?
Tak.
Bukan.
Aku I let the ball and then after that the striker took and score in the first minute, guys.
First minute.
First minute
Yeah.
bagus.
Details. Aku tahu pasal aku boleh faham.
Yeah.
7 bulan diorang tak main. Okay?
Yeah.
7 months.
Man U semua macam itu. Players Man U semua macam itu. Fans Man U.
Fans Man U.
Kau support apa tim?
Saya tak main bola.
Kita pun tak main bola.
Saya tak tengok bola. Whichever winning team, that's my team.
Bagus. Tapi dia tak main bola, tapi dia orang pencak silat.
Kau pencak silat Yes. So tell us a bit kau punya pencak silat punya career.
Cedera lah.
Well, I started when I was 14 years old. And then
Masih anak abu masa tu. Kali dia sepak aku
so
Itu
I'll give you a bit.
physical. Kalau tak physical, main batin kau. Habis nanti.
I'll give you
main batin kau That sounds wrong lah.
I'll give you guys an insight why I decided to learn martial arts silat.
Okay.
So back then in Siglap Secondary School in Pasir Ris Park, there's always a lot of this gangster fighting. Like budak-budak tek kucing ni like suka cari gaduh kat mana bus interchange semua. And then for some reason they see this tai lalat like a tears. So
Orang salah faham lah.
so bukan salah faham lah, kebodohan lah.
Now that you mention.
Dorang ada macam dia punya entahlah macam nak cakap macam orang bodoh sikit lah. Dia tak tahu identify tai lalat ke tears lah. Habis a few times when I was sitting around in the interchange with my friends, kau mana punya? You know? Then I'm like, okay. So
Just because of this, they will come to you and
yes.
ask you.
So at that point of time, it was quite peak. There's a lot of fights happening in Pasir Ris Park and a lot of gangsters or whatever not. So I told myself like, okay, I need to take something up, you know. So I was quite curious because most of the boys always check out, aku fighter. And after that, when my younger cousin, he was 2 years younger than me, he learned martial arts, he learned silat. Before that, he asked me to join. Then I told him like, it's only for weaklings lah. But one day, I test him out lah. So I told him like, okay, since you said you learn martial arts, right, I'm going to punch and kick whatever I have. And he's a lot shorter than me, given that at that point of time, I was 14 and he was 12, right? So definitely, there's a height difference, right? So every punch I gave him, he just did this.
Macam Matrix.
Tai Chi master.
Mr. Miyagi ni style.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, wow, they teach you all of that? Yeah, okay. So I sign up, and then later on I sign up. I went faster and higher than him to become a teacher of Kembangan CC. So I start representing, I was in the national squad when I was 17 years old. So in order to be a national athlete, you have to compete at that point of time. You have to compete internal competition, where all of this internal competition are national athletes themselves representing their club to fight. So
You were part of a club and then also the national team.
So the national squad, they will compete in the local tournament itself.
Ni Gracio kita tahu dia Gracio.
So Gracio is one of them. But my club is also one of them. My club is more of an old school kind of club. Whereas they will really like make you do knuckle push up on the floor mat, not on the floor mat, on the concrete. They will kick your chin, they will kick everything. So it was really more of like, you know, there's this saying, before you beat someone, you need to be beaten up.
Okay.
Right.
So that led me to national squad, and then at the age of 17 years old, I was going through one of the selections, but I didn't make it forward because I broke my arm.
Okay.
During training. Yes, I was slammed down by my partner. But it was part of like accidents like this do happen, right? But then I can't compete further on because of the broken arm. So I had to, for 2 years, I was advised by my teacher not to continue to engage with a contact sport. So I started teaching. Yeah. So until today, I still can teach, but I used to teach Temasek Polytechnic as a coach, right? Bringing them for IVP. So the years that I brought them was, I think, in 2012, 2013, 14, and 15 was the last one before I embarked more into my career.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, do you think all this training that you had, okay, since you were 14, all the tough training that you had from the old school club actually has an impact to your life?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So there's this saying that there's always someone better and someone stronger.
Yeah.
So whenever you fall down on the ground, you got beaten up, you must always bounce back up. Yeah.
It's
So,
a quality that you
Okay.
can relate to your everyday
Yes.
life, right?
So and this is what like one of the senseis or rather one of my guru teach, right? So if you apply the basis of silat day-to-day basis, it's like when you go down, when you hit the ground, you always come back up because when you fight your opponents, it's never about it's never about everyone else, but it's all about yourself.
Oh, okay.
can understand.
Yeah. So this is something where day in day out, when I'm in my difficulties in terms of studies, in terms of career, I always bring back that timeline, right? Kahar, if you're in the ring right now, where you're on the ground, your opponent think is winning, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna throw the towel and walk out,
Right.
or are you gonna say that okay, it's good that you beat me up, now it's my turn? Right. So it's always that kind of mentality, even to career, to any kind of things that you face in life. Yeah, it has helped me to develop that kind of character. Yeah.
InsyaAllah,
Itu semua kata-kata perangsang.
Yeah.
Tapi academically, engkau sekolah dekat Siglap lah.
Yes.
Okay.
So go back like I was from Pingi Primary School, if you know where that is.
Hui, Pingi.
Yeah.
Masih ada sekolah tu?
Cai Chi.
No longer. It merged with Fengshan.
Feng Shan kat Bedok.
Yeah, Fengshan kat Bedok. And then after which, I went to Siglap Secondary.
Okay.
I was in normal acad. And
Sama bro.
sama bro.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Adik aku pun satu batch dengan dia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, same batch.
Adik dia lawa.
Adik dia pula. Adik aku, muka aku lah. Nombor panjang.
Okay, kirim salam. Okay, kirim salam. Tak lah.
Kira adik lawa abang handsome.
Adik lawa abang charming.
Janganlah.
But yeah, and Siglap Secondary School was really interesting, so Siglap Secondary was a really eye-opener. Where we, most of the national squads in Singapore sports football team, we produce quite a number of top national athletes.
It's a school pride.
It's a legacy.
Somehow, it's a legacy.
Somehow, like if anyone comes to Siglap Secondary School at that point in time, their football, they will always go into the national team.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, so it's either they're so good that when they're younger that they decided to join Siglap Secondary for some reason. Yeah, but it's always well known. And in terms of national competition, we've always been the top 4 national. So the names like Greenview, Siglap, Bali is only semi-finals in the national tournament.
Senggip pun kuat dulu.
Yeah.
Bali ni sepak takraw.
And then Jintai.
Tangling pun okay.
Yeah.
So obviously these schools aku tak ada lah kat dalam tu. Sebab tu aku bola sekolah aku kalau masuk second round kira kau macam masuk Champions League ni qualification dah. Second round tau.
Yeah, but and the boys there are really really strong. I thought like okay my football skills were good enough, but when I see these boys like whoa. They're another
Can you name
level.
a few footballers punya ni daripada Siglap?
National footballers.
Fidaus.
Okay.
I can't recall his last name.
Okay.
And then there's another.
I think Ismail Yunus is from there.
Yes, Ismail Yunus is my classmate actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he's my classmate.
Shout out to Ismail Yunus.
Ismail
Dia kat mana
Yunus is-
sekarang? Kat Singapore?
I'm not too sure, but we were in Sec 3 and Sec 4, Sec 4D, 3D. If I can, I have the picture I showed to you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
he's one of our national guys in school.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kalau
Kita pun
Played for the national team.
Yeah, he played for the national team, the first national team, the first squad. When you have international competition, Ismail Yunus is one of those playing. So I've seen him, like he's 1 year senior than me. I've seen him playing for the squad and how they evolve.
Okay.
So the 3 names that I know is Fidaus, Ismail Yunus, and Shadan.
Indra Shadan.
No, not Indra, Shadan.
Shadan Sulaiman.
Yes, Shadan Sulaiman, yes.
Oh, kira kan dulu kalau main bola bagus kat sekolah mesti ramai chick suka je.
Kita jog sekarang jog
jog,
macam American wise football.
Siglap dunia quality is not only with the boys.
Yes.
The ni chicks dia pun baik-baik tu.
Bila kau cakap baik-baik, kau duduk sebelah ustaz, baik-baik maknanya apa?
Ni episod isteri semua dengar tengok tau.
Kau tahu tak, wife dia
Maafkan
kasih
saya.
hall pass tau nak duduk dalam studio ni tau. Jangan sebab episod ni next year dia kena resign tau.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience, Siglap Secondary. So one interesting story I can share with you was
Cerita hantu,
no, it's not cerita hantu. So I was in the normal acad class, and this normal acad class we are quite naughty. Naughty in the sense that whenever there's relief teacher, we'll always make them cry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
My
Itu pun
class
same
with that.
story.
And then we've done a lot of things. So one fine day, one of my DMs was like, okay guys, when I call these names out, I want you to sit on this line. So my name was called out. And I was like, why am I sitting with those who never study, you know? It's like, why am I here? It's like, yes, I am one of the naughty ones. I like to talk, but then I'm not like, I have good grades. Alhamdulillah, I have good grades, right? And then I think, like, apa salah? And then they say like, okay, come, we will bring you one side. Okay, all of you, we will bring you to drug rehabilitation center. So can you imagine at the age of 14, we've been brought to a DRC. And I'm like, DRC? What's a DRC? And it's like, oh, this is where all the druggies go for rehab. So literally, we go into a drug rehabilitation center, like a proper prison, yeah? And it was quite an experience. So we entered the actual, I would say, where people are being kept, like how they shower, their proper cells. They went through the whole, we even saw a caning videograph of someone being caned.
Wow.
Right? And these footage are very like discreet. So after going through the whole thing, and even they talk about when they hang people and whatsoever not. So we went through the whole process of going to a DRC. To the point that some of my friends say, aku pun nak pergi ya. So it's like, you go and talk to the DM ah. And I said, no, only certain quota. And then mereka kejut tak apa, ni aku jumpa kau kat dalam.
But
Kau tahu tak kenapa cikgu kau single kau out?
And then I don't know. And then one of my
No,
friends
you know why?
said,
They
That's the
mistaken your mole.
that's one. And then one of my friends said this. Kau nak tahu pasal lah kah? Pasal dia tahu kau akan jadi mastermind.
Mastermind.
kau rasa
Kau nak jadi mastermind pun biarlah yang successful luar Speaking of which, kau tengok tak cerita Sharif?
Tengok.
I think it's good. Okay, maybe next episode we can talk about it.
Not bad.
Yes.
Kasih buat research lah.
Yeah, but that
interesting,
was a very interesting experience. So it was like when I start telling people around, like, I actually went to a prison for a tour. Like, huh? You went there? Yeah.
So not the whole class went lah, only
Selected lah tengah selected.
So how big is the group?
I think there was like 20 of us. So including our teacher and so on. So it was really interesting. And the inspector, a Malay guy, oh my God, when he came, this really big guy, is like 2 meters tall.
2 meters, yeah.
And he's like your...
When you were 14, it seems 2 meters tall.
No, he is.
Really?
He's 2 meters tall.
Oh.
And he's like the size
That's
of
tall, man.
about one size of a door. You know, it's like a really big Malay guy.
Hui.
So he's an inspector. It's like, oh shit, man, I'll die with this guy. You know, and it was so interesting. So one of the inmates was walking, and he said, "Oh, you got to cepat sikit ke?" And then he started sprinting, like sprinting for his life. You know, I'm like, shit.
Do you get to interact with some of the inmates?
No, we did not.
You didn't?
No, we did not. So all of this, some of my friends were like the ones yang pakia, semua macam kejung lah.
Kira
Terus jadi-
kat luar kepak besar lah. Kat dalam semua
Terus col lah.
kecut.
Tu jadi kontol lah. Macam popcorn kan, kalau dah meletup dah masuk dah balik lah.
Dia punya allergy bagus.
but seriously, I want to know how come you were chosen? Or
Cakap tadi dia punya
no,
What criteria?
not why he's chosen. Why the group was chosen? Is there like a
certain
kind of
profile,
a program?
a profile that they choose the
Is it a program from the school?
No, it wasn't. It was to me. I feel that it's more like a random. It's like, hey, we have this. I think it's good to bring the students for awareness to go to the drug rehabilitation center just to see what is happening and what's going on. Right? It's just a sense of awareness. How prison is, what prison life is all about. I think I'm one of those disruptive kids in school, in class, where I'm the kind I will sit in front, and once I understand the concept of the subject, I'll join them. So I'm that guy.
I think
Take what you need and then and then give space for others. I think it's quite good, right? But then I think I find it a bit offensive pada aku lah. You know, call single out, students.
no
we should
offensive,
think-
discriminative.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yalah, macam that shouldn't be done lah like that.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you want to do it a proper one where janganlah semua macam kau fikir budak nakal.
No,
Nanti sampai tua je.
What I want to know is whether it's a island-wide new program for all the schools or just selected.
Tak.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Remember the one I know that we went is for like any trips to like National Stadium to watch the National Day. I know that one. Yeah.
Road safety park aku
Road
ingat.
safety
Itu park aku
Road
ingat.
safety park kan.
Yeah.
Tapi rehab tempat belum lagi.
Good. I never heard of that.
I remember now the name of the place. We went to Selarang Camp, Selarang Drug
okay.
Rehabilitation
Yeah,
Center.
Changi
Yeah, Changi.
Yes.
But yeah, but I mean, nonetheless, it makes me more wiser and wider, wiser in a sense to to understand the specs of life, and it helped me also as when I was in a platoon sergeant back in Tekong. You manage men,
Yeah.
so you know how to value add them, right? Like if you do this, these are the consequences and etc. So it gives you a better understanding. Like
You give them that bit of experience that you had.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good. So it helps you in your character building. It helps
Yeah.
you like share this experience with all your mentees, like whoever you meet along in your life,
exactly.
right?
It's like to see a caner actually cane a person live.
But video you live.
Yeah,
They do it in front of you.
So no, they did it in front of us. They captured the video.
Then show
It's a
share it with
recording.
you.
Yeah,
Ada
the
kan,
recording.
Yeah.
And
Dan
it's
tular.
like shit, man. Like to see that really happen in real life, it's really crazy. So to be a caner, you need to be appointed to be a caner by a caner.
You can be anybody like
Yeah.
that. Oh.
And then just to do the caning, you need to be trained for 3 to 4 months.
To cane.
To cane, yes.
Oh, okay.
So in an actual in Singapore prison context, right, a person can only be caned maximum 24 strokes.
Yes.
At
Right.
one sitting.
No, never. Cannot.
No, at one sitting.
Pengsan,
Can. Yeah.
At one sitting.
Yes.
No, caner can do it for 24 times, but then maybe different.
No.
punya tu.
So this is how it works, right? So
Okay.
Pro.
So
Mol.
So a caner can only cane twice. So if let's say a person is sentenced for 24 strokes, the caner can only cane twice, and then it change to another person.
So have to be multiple
strokes.
caners.
Change, yes.
Every 2 strokes you have to change.
Yes. Right?
Kau imagine satu bilik semua 18 caner.
Yeah.
Dah sebat, okay. Selamat kau punya turn. Oh.
Yeah.
Take turn out.
2 kali lepas tu panggil. Syafiq kau punya turn.
Yeah. And then at the same time, so the cane is specifically manufactured from Indonesia. It's a control item, just like our pistols.
Yeah. Okay.
And each cane is soaked in a kind of oil to have a certain weight. And the length, if I'm not mistaken, is 1.5 meters long.
Okay.
This is a wall, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then so each cane can be only caned twice. After that, they change another cane. Right.
Okay.
So let's say you have 10 strokes, right? And then after the 3rd stroke, you pass out. There will be a doctor coming in to check your heart rate. If you can still continue, he will wake you up. Continue.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's interesting, man.
And then what happened to the cane after 2 strokes? Buang ah.
No, they will. I'm not too sure what happens to that,
But they will
there's-
change.
They will change to a
So-
fresh pair.
So the next third, fourth, or sixth, seventh, it will be a new
a new
cane
cane.
baru.
Yeah.
Kau pegang tak dia punya cane?
No. I think if I can recall, maybe we did. So they show us what's all of this just to deter us, So that experience really like wow, like hit me on the head in the sense that shit, man.
Kira out of that 20 guys who went for that trip, no one went. No one actually haven't entered.
In the stages of their life, I don't know, because there are some who are really involved in the gangs
vice,
kind of things, but then I don't know because we were 14 at that point of age, right? So but there's always this kind of like cases and whatsoever. So there's always police car in the canteen. In our courtyard during recess. Like, police car, what happened?
Korang tengok kan. Dia punya zaman apa ni Siglap dekat Pasir Ris.
Yes.
Okay, relocated. Zaman aku kan dekat Siglap kan.
Yeah.
Kita tak ada polis car. Kita ada banyak hantu tau. Sebab Kubur Kasim depan kubur je. Dia punya tepat jauh budak-budak jahat. Tepat aku tepat angker.
Okay.
that one is a story. A whole story for another day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was during your secondary school days Very colourful lah. Jadi lepas tu kau masuk Temasek.
Then I went to Temasek Poly Engineering, and a lot of boys we wanted. I want to become a licensed aircraft engineer.
Which speaking of which, Malaysia is looking short of it, man.
Yeah. So all the boys during
Asia. Tony Fernandez.
No, not
shout out to you.
Asia. It's Mars Airline, right? MES.
Yeah, Mas.
Yeah. So during my time, a lot of boys, they wanted to become a licensed aircraft engineer. All of us, we are mechatronics. We want to become aviation. There's so much hype about aviation.
Yeah.
So, and I remember in my cohort, there's about 600 people, all boys.
Oh. Yeah, so fun, right?
all the boys. I mean, me myself, like, okay, I'm an engineering guy. I like to, talk about physics, talks about aeroplane and anything which, can fly and so on and so forth. But after I graduated from Temasek Poly and National Service, I realized that I have more, I would say, people-to-people skill sets, right? And one of the ways for me to test this was during my during my poly days, I actually worked part-time. So without the job description or anything, I just walked to a Project Blood Brothers. If you remember, Project Shop Blood Brothers, now it's PS Cafe.
Okay.
Oh, that's the origin.
Yeah. So before PS Cafe they were selling clothes. So they used to have, I would say, a shop somewhere in Paragon, right? So I was like, Paragon atas. So I was like, aku nak kerja tapi aku malas nak lipat. Aku nak orang beli, dia buka, dia beli. So one fine day, without any job description or without any vacancy, right? I just walked into the shop. So I was like, hey, do you have any vacancy? It's like, we don't have. Why don't you try the cafe? No, I don't want a cafe. I want a retail shop assistant. Right? Yeah. And I say, why? Because I like clothes. And I want to learn how to fold.
That's very honest lah. Honest. That's honest. That's very honest.
I tell myself like, aku malas nak lipat. Macam mana nak belajar lipat? Okay lah. Korang semua mak-mak macam ni, kenapa tak lipat?
Macam gini kau lipat salah.
Macam perata.
Bukan tak nak lipat, tak tahu.
So and then that's why I test my people to people reactions, sales, and Paragon. Before Ion, Paragon was considered prestige. It still is a prestige mall, right?
Yeah.
So that really opened up my my experience. And furthermore, why Project Shop Blood Brothers? So Project Shop Blood Brothers is a local company, and somehow they managed to grow to a prestige level. So I want to talk to the owners. How do you start a business from nowhere, knowing Singaporeans is always very skeptical about local product? And how they able to break that market to become prestige on a Paragon level. Yeah.
Because that point of time, there was like there's like SG, made in SG.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emphasis on local made products.
Yeah.
That point of time, I think there wasn't any movement or such what you call that, shops. There are such like Tanks is a Singapore thinks it's entrepreneur, but not a small base, and then to elevate like a luxury base luxury lifestyle based shops that ada. So I think they were one of the first.
Yeah, they were one of the first. In fact, you're right. So Tanks helped them to start their first, I would say, a pop-up store in Tanks, and then it propelled further for them to open a shop, and then it went beyond, and then that's how they start PS Cafe, and the business just rolled about. So I was very interested towards their embarkment, their journey, right? And of course, how to start it. And I was, how old was I back then? I was 20 years old. I was asking myself, like, okay, how can I learn this line of business model when none of my business members are business oriented people? So one day I decided, I had a chance to sit down with the co-founder. So I asked him, like, how you managed to grow this to where this is? And then this is what he said, like, of course you need money, you need your personality, and the most important thing is luck. Sometimes you may have the best product in the market, but when your stars is not aligned, everything just disappears. So it's all about timing. Yeah, but yeah, that was one of my, I would say, personal grooming to learn. Oh shit, I can do sales, right? And then that led me to national service and whatsoever. So yeah.
Okay, then to bridge to your current career, from there you studied engineering, and then you went into like sales.
Yeah.
And then how did you finally get to where you are now?
Okay. So of course, after graduation from poly, we go to national service. I was thinking, like, okay, so what do I do now, right? I mean, a lot of times I actually went back to school to ask my lecturers just for advice, but there's not many. There wasn't I would say, a platform for them to, like, okay, after this graduation, this is you can do, and blah 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 blah. So the first thing he talked to me, I met one of my lecturers. You want to become a policeman? I'm like, really? It's like, dude, I'm a platoon sergeant back in Tekong. Even my officer was asking me, why don't you, I can, pivot you to become an officer, route for you to become an officer. But say, no, I don't want. I mean, yes, I like outdoors. You throw me in the sand, you throw me in the mud, I come out and smile. I will not cry, I'm that kind of guy. But I tell that, look, I feel that there's more people skill set that can be used, that can be groomed. I somehow feel that. So I went back to the school actually to speak to my lecturer, and it's like, really, this is all. This is the answer that you can give, the best. I'm like, that's disappointing, man. So this was in 2010 back then. So I'm like, okay, why not? Go look for a apprenticeship. So I did work for. I went back to engineering to become a CAD drafter, AutoCAD drafting.
Okay.
Right. I'm very good at 3D modeling. Yeah. So to the point that when they give me a 6-hour job, I finish it in 2 hours.
Efficient.
Yeah. So I realized that I can read how people work. Right. So in certain industry or in certain function, how creative you are, it still comes back to the actual foundation. How much, cost efficient, how long, right? You can be as creative as you are, but then it comes back to how much to build it, how, in terms of maintenance, does it make sense? If it doesn't make sense, it still go back to the actual basis of drawing. So that's how I realized about how things are. And it was so funny, like, I'm not a qualified engineer, to the point that one of the engineers looked at me, is that you really want to do this, come design. And I'm like, shit, you're getting 6,000, I'm getting 1,008, you ask me to design? I'm like, oh, so what's your degree for then? Right? Yeah. And it makes me question, like, is this a qualified person who studied engineering and got a degree, and he's doing this just looking at the book? Like, you just look at the beam, or just like, and then you just endorse it? Wow. That's amazing.
You pay for to be qualified, and then just to
so
a paper pusher, basically.
I mean, like, okay, some people, they have the credentials, and of course they have the money to go private unis. For me, I don't have the capacity, right? So hence I embark on my studies. To start work. So after working in engineering, every day I keep on sitting down. When I finish the work, I watch anime. on the laptop.
You have the 2 anime lovers.
Yeah. To the point that it's like,
Definitely not me, it's them. Yes.
it's like after finishing Gundam Seed, I still go watch Gundam Seed Destiny. Saya dah habis, saya tak nak tengok lagi kan.
Pokemon tak tengok Pokemon?
Pokemon tak panjang sangat lah. And then tengok Gundam 00.
Lepas tu dia suka AutoCAD, dia suka robot-robot semua.
And then after which I realized that shit, I need to find something more I would say engaging. So I start applying for a corporate sales job.
Okay.
Yeah. So I start looking, right? Of course, some of them they want a 2 years experience, 1 year experience. And then somehow I landed a job to sell master classes and seminars to professionals in the market. Yeah. So. That was a really interesting role for me. So what we do day-to-day basis when I got the job was it was to cold call. It's a hardcore cold calling job. So
yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I done it before.
Yeah.
But a short while, it's not a. People think that just pick up the phone and call up, but the number of rejections you get.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
I can understand.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think we have to take a break.
Yep.
We will continue with
Yep.
Kahar's story in the next episode. Stay tuned.
I will be
safe.
back.